3, 2, 1, and the countdown's done, Joe. It's okay, you can now take a photo. And Jaime, let go of your pizza. Pineapple filled only if you can't see us. And he's just smiling and giggling, always listening so she can understand everything. This is the team that has your back when everything's whack. Yo, they'll make you laugh, join in the friendship, the community of fun, and learn something cool so you can be the one. Now wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. You filthy animals, filthy animals. It's the social distancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know? It's the social distancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know?
Good evening, everyone.
What up, everybody?
What's
Hola.
happening?
What's going on, kids?
Good to see y'all here tonight with us, hanging out.
I didn't know it was hat day, Jamie. Gosh, I forgot to put on my
Is it
hat.
a beanie or like a beret?
It's a cold time here in Illinois, and so because I don't keep my hair long anymore, I get pretty cold. So, yeah,
I see. How many of those do you have?
like about half a dozen.
You have half a dozen? Did you wear the same color yesterday? I don't remember. Did you wear one yesterday?
I didn't wear one, and I knew
No,
because I was
he
freezing.
mentioned it that he was cold.
Yeah. So I was like, don't forget today. Don't forget.
Head dipples were cold.
How was your day, Sandy?
How was my day? Uneventful. Nothing happened. It was great. Usually those days are good, right?
Yes.
I will tell you though.
Tell us.
School pickup line is outrageous. And so I let this Lexus driver squeeze in front of me. I wasn't going to let her, but I let her.
Lexus.
And then she was such an asshat. She didn't let this person. Oh, good Lord. Sorry, children. She didn't let this other person get in. And I was like, what? I let you cut in, but you couldn't let somebody else?
They didn't pay it forward.
They
They
didn't.
did not.
Grind your gears, Sandy.
That was grinding my gears. I was like doing this.
You're like,
I'm like, I let you in.
You're like,
Pretty much. I was just like, okay, did you see this bag of rhymes with Ricks? I mean, look at her. Anyway, that was my day. Uneventful. Just fighting in traffic. How was your day, Joe?
it was good. I've just noticed that we usually have comments by now. So are we broadcasting the way that we're supposed to be broadcasting? No one said hi or anything?
Viewers.
Yeah,
You know
we've got
what?
viewers.
Oh, let me tell y'all real quick what did happen, though.
Yeah, I wonder if it's still kind of carrying on from what Jamie's about to say.
Actually, why don't you explain it? Because you do it so much better than I do. I'm going to be quiet for a minute and do some background checking.
We got removed from Facebook yesterday. We got removed because... Okay, there we go. There's comments. Okay, it's just weird. Just weird that we didn't have any comments in yet. No.
Momager, that did grind my gears.
Yes, we actually got a strike against us because of some 30 seconds of...
Yeah.
I think it was from the UFO video.
I think so, too. Did we ever figure out what that was? MGM?
No, I
or
hadn't
what
had
was it?
time to
UMG.
figure it out.
Well,
Is that what it said, Joe? UMG?
Yeah, it said UMG. So we have to be careful on that, y'all. So we should avoid any of the news broadcasts where they show some fictitious...
more videos.
some
Where they show
fictitious blue light. floating in Hawaii, of course, places. Oh, well, anyways, yeah, so I made it to work, and then I actually had a photo shoot today out in New Home, and I had never been out there, so we were actually at these people's property. And
isn't that where CPJ's from? Isn't that her
I think it's in that area, yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so it was cold. for me because we're not
It's all relative, really.
yeah, for us it was like 60 degrees and the
It
wind
was
was
a cold.
blowing.
It was a cold 60.
It was a cold
was.
60, and
There's
so
warm 60s.
and I forgot my jacket, so I'm just trying to get through this photo shoot as fast as possible. But then the sunset hit, and I'm like, oh, I'm in a perfect area because out in New Home there's no buildings or anything like that. So I was like, you know what? I have a new vehicle, and I'm gonna take a picture because I have my camera equipment with me. And then so I was like, bam, there it is.
Whoa!
I was gonna sing like a rock, but that's not a Chevy.
It's not a Chevy. It is not a Chevy. And so I found a dirt road. I thought that was going to be, not. I had to wait for like 2 cars past. I'm like, really? Of all the dirt roads I choose,
They were lost.
In all of Lubbock, I get on one that people want to get by. So yeah. So this is what I did.
Sean has never made this comment before. He said, "Okay, old man."
What in the world?
It's a new year. He's going for new things right now. Okay?
Is he calling
me the UFO? Today,
right? and now,
right? Exactly. Oh man, yeah, Dolores. If the wind wasn't blowing, it wouldn't have been so cold. But the wind was coming in from the north, and it was like biting. It was not good.
And it's gonna be cold tomorrow.
Ugh, yucks. So I took several shots and angles of these, but this is the one that I first
You should submit that as your user photo when you do like a review.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'll pick it for something.
Like his avatar, right?
No. When you submit your review to Kia or something, you know how they ask if you want to submit a picture.
So yeah, what do you think?
It's I
didn't know they did that.
I snapped this with my iPhone.
You don't want to brag.
right. Like this would be a lot better if it didn't have a car payment.
Right, exactly. So that's what I did today. And I have some more shots that I'll be posting up too, but this is the first one that because I had to squeeze in a nap. Hashtag nap together 6 foot apart.
Of course.
Oh, and we started the day, so Jet was supposed to go back to school, back to in-person learning, and I set my alarm. I thought I set my alarm. Oh. I set it for 7:20 p.m. so we woke up late. We woke up late, and I called the school, and I was like, "Hey, my son's supposed to start today. Is he on the list? Blah blah blah." And they're like, "Yeah, just bring him in. It's okay that you're late." I get there, and the other lady is talking to the counselor, and she said he's not on the list. I'm like, oh, don't even, because we called.
We called to make sure he was on the list.
We called to make sure he's on the list. So he had to spend a little extra time because they had to make a schedule and stuff like that. But he could deal with that. So
they're bad, huh?
They're bad. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, well, he's staying here. I ain't taking him back home.
How does he feel about coming in person? Is he good with it?
So I asked him today, Jet, how was school? And this was his answer.
Is that his answer for everything?
I think so.
Is that how you used to answer when you were young, Joe?
Yeah. He was not happy. They put him in choir, and he was not happy about that.
Tell him
that's the same thing.
Tell him to lip sync.
She asked me to get her out today, so I had to get her out.
So he's going to get out of choir, and he's trying to get into digital design or something like that. So
that sounds fun.
Yeah, so that was my day. It was pretty
Milli Vanilli his way through life, people.
Yeah. How was your day, Mr. Pineapples?
I had power go out a few times today. That wasn't fun again.
Okay, so was it a tree again, or just the weight?
Ice.
No, it's just how it is here. That's just how it is. And then
you would think that they would have reinforced lines, especially up there, like some sort of different.
I mean, if you were up here and you could see how things were, I think you actually would be impressed by what they do have. Unfortunately, I mean, it's Mother Nature, guys. There's just no way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you can do all you want. And I've learned that the hard way because of a wet basement / dry basement. You can do all the planning and everything else you want. But at the end of the day, if God's like, sorry, it's going to happen, it's just going to happen. And it sucks. It sucks.
Do you have a sump pump in your basement? Is that why you have
a pump and an ejector pump?
Oh, okay.
And those are pains in the booties, because you know how insurance is. Insurance doesn't cover everything all the time after the first year, and you're like, "But I'm still living here for years and years afterwards. You gonna help a brother out or what?" Nope. Like,
Did you forget that LexisNexis report?
oh, you know what? It's filled out on my laptop. I hadn't submitted to see what I need to do next. Oh, because I needed my driver's license number, and
Gotcha.
I never remember my Illinois license number. But
How many numbers are in that? Look at Tron's already ready to take a nap.
I think it's 12.
12.
And
Okay.
dashes. 12 and dashes.
Niners.
So, I guess what Sean's trying to say is I'm boring y'all, so I'm sorry. So, I'm actually, what do you call that when you're doing something else?
Multitasking,
Yeah.
but not really.
Like,
but
I don't
not
even
really
have y'all on the
multi.
screen. I don't even know what it looks like. I don't know what the comments are saying. I'm doing
No
literally
wonder we've been
working
giving
on
you the
something
bird,
else.
and you've not even been paying attention.
Oh no, he did the nap for me because I said I took a nap.
Oh.
Yeah,
And
so
then my phone is beeping like
Joanne
crazy.
said, "I'm glad I don't have school age kids anymore because I would totally go Karen."
I could see that.
I don't know if school age kids matters with her though.
Right.
I think it's just if she wants to say something, she'll just say it.
Yeah, she definitely will.
I'm looking for the text object. There we go. Found it.
Poor
Hey,
Joe.
so Joe,
Yeah.
why don't you tell us who we got on the show today?
So we have somebody on the show that has been on the show before, and we loved her so much that we brought her back.
Guess
This is a
who's
different topic that you may have, if you've been around a little bit, we've talked about it before. It used to show up all the time. It's not my favorite subject, I'll be honest.
'Cause I'm
But these two
scared.
up here really love it. So it was a Freaky Friday thing. So, but she is in Austin. I was like, was that a laughing baby?
Right. We didn't hear anything, Joe. Did you?
Right. Okay. So she is based in Austin, and I don't even know how to say her last name. But without further ado, please welcome Renee to the show. Oh, let me hit the button. I hit the button. Yes.
Renee in Austin, welcome.
Yeah, hi guys.
Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm so glad
Thanks
to
for
be here
coming.
tonight.
Oh, I like the spooky. What are those called?
Trees.
Never mind. The spooky background that you have going.
Yeah, it's the moon. That's a moon and trees.
Right.
It's a tapestry. It's a tapestry.
That's the word I was looking for. Tapestry. Yes. Thank you, Renee. I am well aware that is a moon and trees.
It's really heavy.
And I believe that's the Sea of Tranquility over there, and that's where supposedly the moon rover had landed. So
Don't get me started.
Right. I mean, did it actually happen?
right. So Renee, why? So tell us a little bit more about you for those that are not
Might
familiar
not have
with
seen
you.
you.
That did not see you on your first episode with
Or
us.
that don't watch my show.
Right.
Right.
My name is Renee, and I live right outside of Austin, Texas. And I had been high school friends, classmates with Jamie since high school. And when the when the pandemic hit, you guys started the social and distancing show, and since I had nothing to do but sit around, I tuned in and I loved it. And
We love you. Okay. Just so you know that.
Give me some more.
I totally love you. Like, we can't wait till you show up, and when you put those words in the box, we're all like, oh, it feels
Renee is
great.
watching us.
And when she doesn't, when you don't do it, we're like, where's Renee? Have you seen Renee?
Where's
Yeah.
Renee in Austin?
Man, it's sometimes you guys, I get so busy with being a mom. I'm a mom of two beautiful little girls, and
They're adorable.
And talented.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yeah, well, they get that from me. So,
Hey, my kids are the same way. My kids are the same way too.
Undoubtedly.
So here I am.
Indubitably.
That too.
Well, thank you so much, Renee, for being on.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
so-
you for
I promise I'm
inviting
going to
me.
be finished soon.
So why do we have you on today, Renee?
Well, thank you so much for asking. So I have been always intrigued by the supernatural. And when I say supernatural, it can go many ways. It can go all the way from UFOs to myths and legends, all the way to my favorite of ghosts and spirits and the dead or the life after. And so this is always, ever since I knew that people that could do this type of stuff on Facebook and have their own shows, it was Sandy that actually kind of like, when she was doing her own show for her passion, I thought, maybe I could do mine.
Oh.
So I brought it up of my subject that I've always been intrigued with. And Jamie was like, yeah, of course. And so it's been in the works, and it's going to hopefully launch next month. And so it's going to be a ghost show of spirits, personal experiences, spooky stories, haunts, all the things that Joe doesn't want to talk about.
Right.
So tune in if you don't want to see Joe.
Right. Did my eyes glaze over? Was it that obvious? I'm sorry.
And I was born on Halloween, so it feels
fitting.
right, guys.
Birthday.
It just feels right. So,
Oh.
Happy
Look at
belated
this.
birthday.
thank
Sean
you.
said, "Nice."
Nice.
Whoa.
I came up with the title of my show, and Liberty created a page for like a page. I don't know, graphic.
Oh, Liberty did that.
Liberty
Nice.
did.
Oh,
Are you ready to share it now, or are you gonna wait, or what? What are you wanting to do?
Well, there's already a page. I just want to get viewers or people to the page, and I want to get people to say, hey, I've had an experience with a ghost, or I know somebody, so I can get a lineup. But my first show will be about my experience with ghosts and my pictures that I have of what happened with me. So,
Oh, wow. Okay. So this was born of something happening to you, your personal witness. This isn't like something that was passed down from your grandparents or anything like that.
No, this was my personal account that happened about, I would say, 3 years ago.
Okay.
And I was always a believer, but I was like, well, nothing's ever happened to me. And then something happened. And now I'm just like, okay. And it happened to be in one of the most haunted cities in the nation is where it happened. And I thought I was going crazy, you guys. And I'm not crazy.
Right.
I mean, not for this reason.
Right.
Right.
I'm another kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm curious, what's the most haunted city in America?
Galveston, Texas.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
So
I had
okay.
no idea.
People will argue that, but it
Yeah,
really
that's what I was gonna say. I remember someone who had argued with me that it was Savannah, Georgia. Maybe does that sound maybe right?
Oh, I just sent you a TikTok from Georgia.
Uh-huh.
You did send it?
I sent it to Renee.
Right.
Oh.
Send it to me. It's not all about you.
Right.
Never is on this show.
No, and those are haunted cities, and some people would argue that New Orleans is the most haunted city.
Nolans.
Nolans.
But if you look at the history of tragedy, you look at the hurricane of 1900, and more people died in that single day from that hurricane than any event in history in America.
Really?
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So,
That was intense.
have you watched the new Unsolved Mysteries by chance?
Have I?
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Did you see that one episode where they had a tsunami, and it was like right after the tsunami, the city became like haunted? And this wasn't like one of the most tragic tsunamis that had ever happened, but like this lady was a cab driver, and she's driving and she sees like these 4 boys, and she's like, I know that they're spirits. And they're like, they stop her and they were like, can you help us? And she said, I had to tell them that they had died so that they could go on.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh. Like, and she was not scared. I'd have shat my pants. I'm not even kidding.
Just driving her cab. You're dead. Bye.
Yeah, you're dead. Please keep going that way. Follow the light. No, I just can't imagine.
I have this whole thing already that we do whenever stuff like that happens. Like anytime we're in the house or go anywhere and there's bumps in the night or whatever else, like I'm already prepared. I'm always like, my wife will be like, did you hear that? There was something. Or my kid will be like, there's someone over there, and I'll be like, in the name of Jesus Christ, I reject you. You get the heck out of here. Get to step in. You ain't got no power here in the blood. And I'm always carrying my
And throw
holy
your
water.
salt.
And
throw
I'm
your
like, there we
salt
go.
over your
We are
shoulder.
done. You are out of here. You ain't got power in this
Burning
place.
your sage.
We're done.
and stuff
Then they're
like
gone.
that.
And I look at the girls, and I'll be like, done. It's all good. We're done. We're safe.
Listen, look at this, you guys. Joanne says, I've had plenty of experiences with spirit or ghost and had one in my home for a long time. It even had a name, but I had to shoo it away. It was mischievous.
Oh, yeah.
Joanne.
Give me
A
your
poltergeist.
information because I need guests, and my first group of shows will be about personal experiences. I'm not going to go on telling you about things that have happened or stories. I want people's real life experiences of what happened to them.
She said mischievous. I thought she said microwave.
I thought you said salami there instead of tsunami earlier, but okay. So people died of salami. Was it pretty bad? Is it bad poison?
It was very old salami.
I'm done. All right, now we can get started. Renee, welcome to the show. How are you? Oh, no, that's fine.
What's happening?
I know.
I was
He's
distracted
haunted.
until just
So
now,
what he's saying is that we didn't do a proper intro, and now it's time for him to get
Now,
involved. And
I
be
gotta
the
say my
proper-
piece here.
the interviewer.
Okay. So let me tell you a little bit about Renee, okay? Renee lives in Austin, Texas. She has 2 daughters. She loves ghosts. She's about to start a show.
Wow,
And she's
this
been a long
all
time
sounds
watcher
familiar.
with us.
This sounds like deja
Oh, we
vu.
call all that.
All right, continue on. And she's awesome, by the way.
Oh, thank
She
you.
played a mad flute back in high school too.
Man,
A
it was
Mad
crazy.
flute.
A
She
mad
was like-
flute.
Yeah. Like,
That should
it
be
was-
your intro, Renee playing the flute.
I triple dog dare you.
It would be 2 things, either scales or the fight song, and that's it.
Oh,
That's all I can remember.
yeah.
The ghostly fight song.
Either way, it still counts.
It'll rock. And then we get Trey in there. We get DJ sound effects to throw some beats in between.
Yeah, you just need a sample of it, and then Trey can mix it in, and then it's like personalized for you, and you won't ever get kicked off Facebook.
A sample of Joe sighing really,
Yes.
really a long
Oh,
Yeah.
that could
Yeah.
be the end of it.
And
All
that
right,
could
so-
also, that expression could also be used for like an exorcism.
That was frightening.
that'd be great.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
That
So
was really
while we continue with the show, I want everyone, like Joanne did, put in some of your scary stories or ghostly experiences or whatever it is, so that we can get Renee's opinion on it, and then I guess at some point we'll share the page so that people can go in and actually put their stories on
I was
your
going to
Facebook
say,
page.
share the shade.
No, he
I
was going to say
share the sheet.
share the page, the podcast page. That's what he was going to say.
I was not going to say that. I was thinking of Sandy, and I was thinking the sheet. So,
Share the sheet up in here. Mm.
so did we already ask what got Renee started? I know she said
Yes.
she didn't believe, but then she did have an experience
We
and then
did.
believe.
We
Yeah.
touched
Okay.
that. Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
always believed, but nothing ever happened to me until Galveston, and then something happened to me and my family. And
Like I want to know, but I also want to watch your show, so I'm not going to ask. So
No. You
I
can ask her if she doesn't get
No.
them now. Why wait later? You got to.
you
gotta
gotta
hit 'em
keep
hard
them.
now.
You gotta keep them fools in suspense.
Right.
Well, so what I could do is I could tell you about a brief synopsis of what happened, and then the later on in the show I have pictures to show you.
Oh.
How. Mhm. So what happened was we went on vacation to Galveston. We absolutely love Galveston. It's only 3 hours from our home. And we got an Airbnb, and this house was a very old house. It was a survivor of the 1900 hurricane. I didn't know that when I went in.
That makes 4 of us.
Right. So,
Yeah. What was the name of that hurricane? Do you remember?
they were not named at that time. That was
Oh.
the first hurricane that meteorologists said, you know what, this was so deadly and so impactful. If this happens again, we need to name it. So this was not even named. It's just called the 1900 hurricane.
Oh, that's
Wow.
good to know.
Yeah. And certain houses survived. And the house that we stayed in was a house that survived that many hurricane refugees went to during the storm. and found refuge, many families, but many people died. I mean, I can't even remember. Thousands of people died that day. More than 9/11 died that day.
Oh my
In the
gosh.
hurricane. Hmm.
That's
Mainly
crazy.
because they didn't have the seawall at the time. It was just there was no protection. Of course, they didn't have any radar. They didn't have any way of knowing that a storm was coming.
Yeah, there's no warning system or anything like that.
Exactly. It wasn't until it was upon them that they knew that this was bad when the storm surge flooded the city. So anyway, this house was kind of deep in Galveston, and we stayed in it, and it was divided up where we stayed on the bottom floor, and there was a top floor, and they made it into another living quarters upstairs. And there were people upstairs when we got there, and then we went in, and it was very period. Like you can tell this is the old house. It creaked when you walk through the house. The doors, you have to really open it or shimmy it, like really rough. And just the way it was laid out, you can see that there was one of those butler, where they had food go up and down. They had like a servant's type of kitchen.
It's a dumbwaiter.
Or if
Yeah.
you were H.H. Holmes, that's what you used to put your bodies through. Go ahead.
It was right next to the front door, so you could just toss them and forget about them,
Right. There are two sets of stairs in the house. One for the main people that live there, and then the servants' quarter stairs. And it was blocked off. And you would try to go up this beautiful staircase, and it was blocked off. And so I thought, well, that's interesting. Okay. And then there was a closet underneath the stairs that automatically gave me the willies. Just I looked in there, and I just shut the door right away. I was like, this freaks me out.
That's where Harry Potter lived.
It was really scary. And so all these things were happening. I was always cold in this house. We went in June, in the middle of June, and I was always cold. My husband couldn't believe how cold I was because everybody else was warm, but I was freezing. I had a sweater, 3 blankets on. I couldn't
know
get
how
warm
you feel
at all. And the first night we slept there, I couldn't sleep. I always felt someone or something was staring at me. And in the middle of the night, at the foot of my bed, I kept feeling someone tugging at the sheets, at the blanket.
No,
and I would wake up. I would wake up and nobody was there. And we had the lights on because we have kids. And it was a strange house. I didn't want them to get upset. So we had the lights on and nobody was ever there. And the archway of the bedroom, I always felt like I always kept looking over there because I felt like somebody was staring at me, and I kept looking over there. All these weird things kept happening, like the lights would turn on by themselves or turn off. And I thought, well, maybe it's the people upstairs, and like maybe they flipped the switch and it was connected to ours. Like one particular light kept going off and on and off and on, and my husband would turn it off. He would turn around and it would come back on. And so I thought, okay, it's got to be the people upstairs. Well, come to find out, they had left the first night that we were there. There was nobody upstairs for the 2 nights. We stayed 3 days. There was nobody upstairs for the 2 nights. And then I just kept hearing sounds and just getting very uncomfortable. And I kept feeling like someone tugging at me. I just couldn't sleep. I was cold. I was miserable that vacation.
Sounds like it. My gosh. How did y'all hear about this place?
It was on Airbnb as this beautiful, old mansion. You get the bottom.
You didn't see the ratings that Ghost
It
included?
didn't say it's haunted.
I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that in a minute. And so the last day that we were there, I was in the kitchen and I was cooking breakfast, and I had shut all the cabinets. I had left. I went back. All the cabinets were open, all of them. And so I thought,
poltergeist.
I know. I asked my husband, like, did you go in there and open the cabinets? He goes, no, I haven't been in the kitchen. And it was it was in the other side of the house. There was no way he could have gotten by me without us passing each other. And so we left, and I forgot. That was the day of our 20th wedding anniversary, that weekend. So we had renewed our vows on the beach. Oh, everybody go, oh.
Right, fresh.
The Galveston Beach.
Yeah, the haunted beach. And so
Haunted beaches everywhere.
You mean where all the dead people were, right?
Oh my gosh.
That's very romantic.
And so I left my dress that I had wore for our ceremony at the house. So we were just outside of Houston, so we had to double back, and because the maid notified the owner and said, "Hey, she forgot her dress." So we went back, and I was texting the owner of the house, and I said, "By the way, that we had some weird stuff happen. Is this house haunted?" And she said, "It's funny that you asked. Yes." And I was just like, "What?"
I'd have been like, your version of funny and my version
Right.
completely different.
How
Funny
Completely.
you mentioned a full refund.
right?
She's
Well, I
like, did you not see it in the disclaimer?
I asked her. I
Is this
said, "Well,
built
how?"
on native land?
Right. I said, "How come we didn't know about this?" I like stuff like that. I don't mind staying at haunted houses. I kind of was excited when I found that it was. And she
Renee.
said, she said, "I didn't want to put that it was haunted because I don't want a bunch of ghost hunters at my house all the time.
Makes
I just want
sense.
regular people." And then she said, "And I don't want to scare away people from my house." So it was two different sides of the spectrum. She didn't want overzealous ghost hunters doing ghost, hunts. And then she didn't want people saying, we're not staying there. She's got to make a living.
See,
She's got to pay the taxes on it.
If that was me, this is how I would have been reacting right here. That is what
Aww.
Precious.
And
Okay,
I told her, I was like, we had a lot of activity. And you know what she said next? She was like, "Well, you didn't stay upstairs. That's even worse up there." And that house used to belong to a Civil War colonel or admiral or somebody who was very stringent and very rude. And he had a little boy. I always felt like a little boy spirit was the one. I felt like the little boy spirit was coming to me because I was a mom. I felt like I never felt threatened. I never felt in danger. I just felt like this little spirit wants to play with me, or he sees a mommy, and so he's coming to me. And but yeah, then I have pictures of the house that I can show you guys in the future of the house that we stayed at. And if you look at it now, you're like, whoa.
I would really like to know. I would really like to know why the people upstairs left. Were they scheduled? I wonder if they were scheduled to stay
Ooh.
Oh, that's a
know.
good question.
because
The
you
people
thought they were there.
upstairs were scared of the people under the stairs and were like, "We're out of here."
They were like, if they flick that stitch one more time,
One more time.
This is the last time.
I always felt like, because we heard footsteps after those people left. We heard footsteps upstairs, and I thought they were there. I just thought, oh, they're upstairs. No, nobody was up there. It was empty. Not even the maid had come because they were waiting for all of us to leave, so she could do the up and downstairs. And the front staircase was blocked off, and I always felt like that was blocking a spirit from, like the angry spirit. He couldn't get downstairs because that's his house. He can't go up and down. That's just my theory. I don't know.
right. Huh. So we have a couple of comments here that I want to get to. So Joanne says there's a hotel in Plainview that is haunted and my sister wants to buy it. Stories by the owner is things float and doors open. What hotel? I'm intrigued. She also said, I worked at the Lubbock Women's Club and it was haunted. I actually saw the ghost and scared the crap out of me.
Nope, the carp.
She said
carp.
the carp. I corrected.
She was scared of the fish, okay? And I could see that because carp can get very big and they're slimy, and I totally understand.
And so here she meant to say cold is a true sign of a ghost. And Sean, he's breaking out.
Oh my God, he's reaching.
Man.
James, hey, welcome, James. He says the Home Plate Diner on 34th Street is haunted. I think it's the Margaritas now, but it is confirmed by the staff of both establishments. That is now something. Big
yeah, we
Dog's
ate there.
Canteen?
Yeah,
what
it's
is it
not.
called now?
It's not Home Plate Diner anymore.
Yeah, it's something else. And then Joanne said the club was a funeral home back in the day, and my office was the embalming area. Creepy. Yikesies. And look, Sean said, "Oh, flashlight for Jamie." I think that's a flashlight or a bullet. Not really sure.
Or screw.
Or screw.
Screw for. I don't like.
Oh, look at this. James
it's called
says,
Sabrosos. That's it. Sabrosos is now what it is.
So he says the chairs moved across the floor in front of my family's eyes. My kids were freaked out.
I believe you. So I remember when I was back in Lubbock, I remember even as young as being at Monterey, hearing stories about that place. What was it called again?
Home Plate Diner. It was Home Plate Diner.
I remember hearing
forever.
stories about Home Plate Diner for the longest time, so I forgot about that.
No, I remember
Let me tell you
stories.
about-
Go ahead, Sandy. Sorry.
Are you sure? I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
Ain't nobody want to hear what you have to say anyway.
Nah, because I don't believe it anyway. So, right.
I meant to say Sandy.
About 3 years ago, we stayed at the, and I've told this a couple of times, we stayed at the Manger Hotel, and I had told the girls that I was running with, I'm like, hey, I have something for you guys, so y'all come up to my room. And so we're just
No murderer ever said that before.
right. That was crazy, right? I have
You want
something, little girl,
You want
in
some
my
candy,
room.
little girl?
When Sandy says that, run the opposite direction, all right,
Right.
everyone?
Don't go to Sandy.
Sorry,
So
go ahead.
anyway, I heard my name, and I'm like, oh, I told Eric, I said, oh, the girls they're coming. We'd been napping probably. So anyway, I open the door and I'm trying to scare them, and there's nobody out in the hallway. And I tell Eric, I'm like, you heard my name, right? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, there's nobody here. He's like, are you kidding me? So yes, in that hotel in the hallway, I heard my name.
What
And there
room was
nobody.
that? I want to write this down. Like,
I'll have to ask Eric. I have no idea, but I did. And then another lady that was with us, they were on opposite sides, and so someone changed the channel out on their TV, and the remote was like on the other side of the room. So, but anyway, they have some really cool pictures in that hotel. And I have a friend that's the biggest ghost hunter, and I cannot tell you her name because I've been wanting to get her on my show, but she refuses. But anyway, I'm going to see. But she loves to go ghost hunting. And then
we also
one
have
more
that
story.
guest. We have that
Which
guest that came on our show that wanted us to do Halloween at her house.
Oh yeah.
Oh, y'all never did. Why didn't y'all?
Because Joe's scared.
He is. You know, Joe would have knocked on her
I'll get
door,
you in touch
and
with
this
her.
is what would have answered.
Because Renee, I don't know if you remember that episode, but she was like, there was like a kid in her on her camera, right?
Like in her front, the window, like right outside the window. She said she would see the kid, like he'd be running around and like
Yeah, I remember
almost
that
exactly
episode.
what she said, Renee.
Yeah, it was like on the scooter. They said that he was playing with the scooter, going back and forth, and she'd go out there, and the scooter was just there laying down.
Like
What was
there
her
was
name
nobody.
again?
Her, I'll have to ask the producer.
Yeah,
she's a
she
friend
was
of the producers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
or coworker.
Yeah,
I don't
she's like,
care
we're
if you're-
fine, we're
I don't
fine.
care if you're a kid ghost or a real ghost. You don't run in the house.
Right. Were you wearing a helmet, little ghost?
Oh my goodness.
So Momager says there was a bar in the Depot District that was an old funeral home. The kitchen was the embalming room. Oh,
Oh,
You were eating the dead.
it's like always the funeral home. Oh, that was good, Chon.
That
Putting
was
up the
good, right?
coffins, man. He's,
Coffins and everything.
he's all over it.
So
Way to go,
Joe,
Chon.
you were going to say something before I interrupted you with my
No,
awesome
there
story.
was so remember that hotel downtown. It used to be. It's been several different restaurants or several
Okay.
different hotels.
San Antonio.
It's
Pioneer?
huh?
The Pioneer,
No, it's right there by what is it
Wells
called?
Fargo.
Is it Liquid 4000?
It's on Avenue Q, right there by the Denny's. It's a
Oh,
multi-store.
the Hojo.
Yeah, or it used to be, anyways. But yeah, so they had a pool up on like the 10th floor or something like that, and people would always talk about a little boy running around in there, and you could hear him laughing and running, and then he'd leave little wet footprints all around the pool and stuff like
Are you
that.
talking about that Park Avenue Tower or that Park Tower?
No, so it's further north.
Timmy's.
Further north, close. It's closer
The La
to.
Quinta?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's
Yeah, it's across
Oh.
the street from.
The MCM Elegante?
It's next to that.
The Sheraton?
It used to be the Sheraton.
How
Yeah,
many dang hotels?
yeah. It's like it's on its third name right now, third or fourth name right now. But that was the
Wow,
one that I had a couple people talk about that one, and I'm like, sure, late night
Look at
drinking.
this one.
The
Ramada.
Ramada. It may have been.
Ramada. No, not Ramada.
And Sandra. Hey, Sandra, how are you? She said, is it the MGM? No,
No, the
MGM.
MGM Elegante used to be Holiday Inn, so it's actually further north. Further north, right before you
Yeah.
hit the overpass.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But it's
Oh, the Stripes.
yeah, before that.
Oh, look at this one.
Anyway,
Ghosts
let's
are my
talking about-
real are my deal, Renee. The place in the Depot District was a Triple J's true story.
Oh, Triple J.
Oh, really?
By the way,
Jay's Burgers, right?
Triple J's Chop House, Steakhouse.
The Chop
I think.
House.
Yeah.
And it used to be a funeral home?
I think that's what he's saying.
That's the Rumorville.
That is the Rumorville.
Well, that's funny that you bring that up. There's Jamie, there's some pictures I sent you. There's a building of it's a neighbor city or town right next to me called Elgin, Texas, and this one building used to be a funeral home, mortuary, and where they did embalming. And so one girl, it then turned into a pub. I don't know why these places always turn into bars, but
We know why. That's the quickest way to get souls.
and so right, so it was turned into a bar.
People that are already dead inside, Renee.
I know.
They're easily influenced.
Not that scary, dude. That's what my city's named after.
Oh, okay.
Who is it? What's his name?
I don't want to zoom
Stephen
through all
F.
the
Austin?
pictures.
It's just the old. Well, there's houses and there's anyway. It doesn't matter. And so a girl was dared to go in after hours into the building by herself and dared to
That
go
one?
in each. No, that's one of the houses here in Maynard.
That one?
No, that's Maynard. That's where the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was
filmed.
And so
Nice.
keep go. Maybe I didn't send it. I probably didn't send it. Oh, there's Liberty. And that's another story of a ghost haunting her. And so she went in and she heard someone call her name while she was in there. And she went to exit. She's like, "I'm out of here." And the voice said, "No, you're not."
Oh, no.
She
That
turned
thing
around.
answered back. It answered back.
It's
Don't be
like,
telling me what to do.
Right?
I know that's right. Be like,
I don't understand.
Take it
my
off.
wife doesn't even tell me what to do. What do you think I'm going to do if you tell me? Jeez.
And so she turned around and there was a white lady in front of her with her eyes blacked out that was reaching for her. The next thing she knew, she woke up. She was on the floor with her friends trying to wake her up. And so that's I'm going to try to go to that building. I'm going to try to go and see what happens.
You need
in
to
the
be
horror
bathed in
stories,
sage.
Renee, or the horror movies, you're the one that runs towards the danger.
Yeah.
You see, or at least Joe and I, maybe even I think Sandy too. We're the ones running.
I'm running.
Away.
Right, exactly.
You're the
What's
one
that
going,
noise? Oh, I don't know, because I'm way over here.
Yeah,
Renee's like this.
know.
Let's go check it out.
I don't
I
need
think
to
somebody
see it.
called my name. I'm going to go and see who called my
Go
name.
ask them. Ask them.
Exactly.
Because no one
Renee.
else should be in this house.
I have a question for you. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Sally House that is located in Atchison, Kansas, but this house has a spirit in it, and somehow or other the spirit got to the mom to where the mom was like, "This is my baby." Like she started babying this spirit. Now, are you that level of white? Is basically what I'm asking.
Oh, no. I am not your mama. I need to go towards the light. See that light there, baby? Go play in it. Go.
So her husband, she was like, "Well, you just need to be more nurturing," and he was like, the little baby would attack him. Do y'all remember
What was that on? Yes.
It was
Were we talking about that last year at some point?
yeah,
Sandy?
we did. We talked about it. This was one
Okay,
of my
because I was like,
stories.
this sounds so familiar.
But yeah, I was just kind of like, no, I don't think I would, be motherly to a ghost. I mean, not even motherly to my children, much less a ghost.
Like, if you want me to be fatherly to you, you better be putting some chores in here and cleaning up some stuff around here, because I'm not doing this for free, and I need a good nursing home when I'm older.
Right.
That's what I tell my girls. I'm like, y'all, they're like, "Dad, why do you even do good things for us?" I'm like, "Because I love you, and I want to be in a good nursing home."
Aw. That's sweet.
Look, I have this overwhelming urge for pancakes right now.
I know, because I keep reading this comment.
I know.
The
Can
one
we get
across
more
from
comments so we
Pancake
can
House.
get
Yep,
that off
that's
the
the one.
screen?
That is
I'm
the
like,
one.
I want pancakes.
And so
The
that one was a
Pancake
child in
House.
there?
Blueberry.
Yeah, around the swimming pool.
Gotcha. So, are you going to be doing like tours, or what exactly are you going to do? Like just slideshows and stories? Kind of tell me about what your show is going to be geared towards.
Well, so the title of the show is The Ghost, Wine, and spirit show.
Hold up, you got Sandy's attention. She's all like, I'm right.
So we're going to talk ghosts with our favorite wine or spirit, and talk spirits as well. So I was driving and thinking about alcohol. So
Right. She was only thinking about it, people.
yeah, I was only thinking. I follow the law. And so,
Calm down, Karen. Calm down.
And so I definitely want to do some, if I can, some personal ghost hunting. If people will let me into their homes, if they have a home near, where I can get to, or a location that they know of, like a business that I can go in and see. I have a couple of people in my life here down in Austin that would be all about that. And so I'm going to reach out to them. One of them had an encounter in her own home and has video of what she's tried to debunk it and can never debunk it.
She hasn't met Joe yet.
Yeah, give it to skeptical Joe over here.
And then, so my first set will be personal experiences, and then there's so many haunted hotels. I didn't understand why hotels were such a hot spot for ghosts. And I have a friend who works in the hotel industry, and she said people like to commit suicide in hotels because they don't want to be a bother to their family or to have their family clean up their home. And they know they'll be found eventually. So
that must be an American thought, right? Because I've heard about that suicide forest over in, I don't remember what Asian country.
Japan. Yeah.
Yeah. Suicide. I don't know about that one.
She's not saying homicide.
Right. Suicide. And they're just going to call all those deaths suicides. I don't know. That's another day. And so I want to do haunted hotels. And I want to travel to these hotels. There's a whole bunch around me. There's actually 2 in my area that I could probably throw a rock at if I threw really hard.
Right. When I wasn't spiriting.
And the Driscoll Hotel downtown Austin is very haunted. There's a particular room
I've heard of the Driscoll.
And then there's a couple of hotels in Galveston. And Galveston is going to be a series by itself. I have more evidence, video evidence from people, shop owners. I go there and often enough to talk to the shop owners to ask them about their experiences and their videos, their security cam videos is what
they're caught on tape.
Oh, the CCTV footage.
And San Antonio is also,
Yes.
I mean, has a wealth of stuff.
The Alamo by itself is
especially the basement.
It has a very big history. The buildings around it. We were there a couple months ago, and I walked by a hotel, and I got a really uneasy feeling about that place. I told my husband something happened here. Well, sure enough, when I was watching something about history, there was somebody was shot, and that old Western shoot up happened.
Right. Isn't there there's a Holiday Inn, I think, in San Antonio that used to be a jail, like it was a former jail.
Wow.
And so it's right there because we took one of those ghost tours. We took one of those ghost tours.
We've done the ghost tours,
and so I remember us passing by that place.
Dude, we went there.
Okay. I'm sure we did.
Let's get to some of these comments real quick. So Joanne said, the club was definitely haunted. Things were misplaced. Cabinet doors open, faucets open, and washer running. I was in my office and heard footsteps coming up the stairs, and they were wood stairs, so they creak. I was by myself and another person. She was terrified, so I had to yell at it to leave the F alone.
that was just Rudy. That was just Rudy, Joanne. He was looking for you. He didn't have his glasses on that day.
Sandy can bring the Closserol.
I saw that video, and I thought of you, Sandy. I was like, Sandy would love that.
Sandra said, you had me at wine. Sign me up, please.
Nice.
Let's see, what do we have here?
Pancakes.
The idea is to get the images off the screen for us, John, but thank you.
Hey, Priscilla.
Hey, Priscilla.
And then
talking ghosts.
Momager says the Baker Hotel in Mineral Wells is haunted, and they are currently renovating it. That should be interesting.
Oh,
they're interrupting it, right?
They are interrupting the ghosts.
Yes, that one is very haunted.
The Air Force Base says spooky, pooky stuff, man. I do lots of work on base. Ooh.
I never heard anyone say spooky pooky.
Is he in San Antonio now? James is in San Antonio.
James is in San Antonio, yeah.
So maybe y'all could do a joint show and he can do his remote work for you.
That would be great. That would be
Because
great.
he said he was all about ghosts earlier.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, in your travels, let me tell you about if you decide to travel. I do not recommend going to the Winchester House or the Westchester House in San
Now,
Jose.
why? Tell me, please.
This is the one with the
I-
old lady, right? The one
This,
who built
this
the
is
house,
the one who was the heir to the Westchester.
Oh, I want to go. I
the
want to go.
rifles.
Okay, is all a ruse.
Her
It
house.
is not fake. It's
It's
crap.
not fake.
I mean, it's fake. It's fake.
Oh, it is fake.
It was disappointing because they're at the end. They're like, "Yeah, none of this really happened," and we're like, "I just pay, you could have told me this before I paid my $59.99 to get in here."
Are you for real? So that
Oh, I'm
whole like,
serious.
building stairs that lead to nowhere and
Yeah,
doors
I
that
mean,
open
all
to
of that's
outside?
there. All of that's there, but it's bull.
It's bull.
I'm
You need to
confused
go
now.
stay in that hotel in Colorado where The Shining was based on.
The Stanley
The
Hotel.
Stanley
Hotel.
Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado. Yes,
Mhm.
we drove by it.
It's not really called the Stanley
Look,
Hotel,
look.
is it?
Joe was scared. He was too scared to stay. Right, Joe?
I believe you, Sandy. I believe you.
He's all, go! Go!
He's
Don't
like,
even
"There's
look
no."
at it.
No, I took
no
a picture of it.
vacancy.
I took a
No
picture of it, y'all, of the outside from way
Say-
back. From way back.
Priscilla says, "Not San Antonio, but Fort Worth has a building by the highway, and they have a haunted house during Halloween.
Mhm.
But is
Doesn't
it a real
everyone have a haunted house during Halloween?
You are going to have
Or
to
you-
clarify there, Priscilla.
Let us know some more details. So, Renee, when up here, real quick. Never mind. Y'all keep talking.
He said real quick, and then he's
I
not
know.
real quick about it. So,
Okay.
Oh, quick,
all right,
never mind.
so,
are
I
you ready
lived in a
now?
house that was super creepy. One time, I'll just tell you about one of the story pieces. There would be times where I'd be working upstairs, and I can actually. Oh,
I hear a
this
child.
has creepy vibes. Look at this.
I hear a child.
This
too.
house. It's not mine. It's
It's
hers.
mine. It's mine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we thought it was a ghost.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I
I
love
used to
that
work
tree.
upstairs right there. That's where I would work. And then there's the stairs that I would think that my wife or someone was in there with me.
Was there a
And
barrel under the stairs?
And so it would be this creepy times where like I turn and I would see a little black head like just kind of move out
Woo,
of the,
shadow
out of the
people,
way.
shadow people, shadow people.
And it would drive me crazy. And I would even run to the stairs and I'd be like, is someone there? And I could see the little head bob away. And then you hear the little running away. And I'd be like, what the heck? And this happened so often that I gave them names and I would be like, you need to quit playing around. I'm busy. Like we would have all this stuff happen. And I mean, there were so one time,
That's a
out
level
here-
of white people you named him.
so the wall that's this wall on the other side.
Oh, look, there's
one
an orb.
day-
There's a ghost in the window. Look, something's looking out at us. Look at the window.
Anyway,
It's even in white.
this wall here on the opposite side, I came
It's
down.
a
I
Cell
came,
phone.
I came downstairs one day, and it was crawling with bugs all up and down the wall from the top to the bottom, and I was like, "What the flip?" And it was so freaky. Like it was a bunch of what do they call them? Japanese beetles up here, and they were just. It looked like a freaking like they were just crawling. It looked like the wall was alive.
How do you know they were
Um,
Japanese? Is that so racist?
Right.
So
Did they say
Japanese beetles,
konnichiwa?
Japanese beetles are ladybugs, but they're orange.
Oh,
And so, yeah, anyway, so then there would also be the stairs and the little, oh man, stuff would happen in this house all the time, Renee, all the time. It was always so freaking creepy.
Did you ever go back and look at the histories? See if maybe someone had passed in there.
Okay, so the history of the house was that it belonged to, the house sits on the land where back in the day, it was a plantation house, basically. So
yeah.
there was lots of,
They had plantations up in the north.
that's what the guy who we rented from told me. I was like, I'm not looking to look into any. And downstairs, he showed us the area. They had an old basement, and you could see where they were putting the moonshine, where they would make moonshine, and it was just like. And I was like, I'm not looking to prove or disprove anything. I just want out of here. I just want out. I don't need all this. I don't need all
James
this.
says, "Heck no, I would have left the second I saw a shadow of a Japanese guy."
watch out now! Watch it.
I did leave one. Oh, here we go. All right. boom. Does that not look freaking creepy as heck? So I like up here, if I was going up the stairs, I'd see the head bob away from here. If I was coming downstairs, the head would be right here.
Nuh-uh, pinche Bob.
It was freaking scary, guys. It was scary as heck. I kid you not. And I'd be like, and there were times where the doors, like the front door would slam, and I'd be like, babe, what are you doing? I thought you were working today or something like that, right? And then the whole front wall of the house would shake. That's how much you had to close the door. And I would be like, babe? And then like minutes later, the door would do it again, and I'd be like,
Somebody quit playing.
Right.
then she would answer. And she'd be
Babe,
like,
stay at work. You got bills to pay, babe.
oh my gosh.
Here's a tip right here.
the
Never
tip?
name them because you give it dominion over your life. Just saying, over the years, I've learned to shoo them. See, like that lady in Kansas, she named it and everything.
Well, she's
Mhm.
crazy.
That
Yeah.
sounds like some crack hoe things to do.
Jamie, go on the picture of that old couple that I sent you.
Sure.
Let me talk to you about these people. So this is a couple that was one of the founding families here in this Maynard Bastrop area, and the guy, the couple, not that dude. That guy's
Not that-
crazy.
He looks freaking crazy as
Yeah,
all
he's
get out.
what our city's named after.
He just
There
doesn't
they are.
photograph well.
Joe could take care of that with his iPhone.
There's some people that don't photograph well, okay?
So this guy is Mr. Wahlberger, and
Wait,
his
say that
story-
again slower this time for me.
Wahlberger.
Wahlburger.
I have a Wahlberg up here. The burger joint up here is called Wahlberg's.
So his story is very interesting. He and a couple other guys were out on their horses doing what they do back then, and some Indians spotted them. One of the Indians came up and gave him a sign of peace that they meant no
Joe.
harm. And then they were eating dinner a couple of minutes later, this guy and his friends, and then they were ambushed by Indians an hour or so later. They scalped them and slit their throats. Well, this guy survived, both his throat being slit. You see that handkerchief around his neck? That is
Oh, yeah.
his scar. And then if you see his
That keeps his head attached to his shoulders.
do you see his head where it kind of looks a little awkward?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's got like two different
Mhm.
parts in his hair.
He was scalped, so his wife, God love her, made a headpiece for him for the rest of his life until he died. He lived
So they
a
could
long time.
match.
Right. He's like, I never liked your hair
We were all
anyway.
thinking it. We were all thinking it. We were all thinking it.
That's the creepy part.
Ladies, if you don't like your man's hair, you can just scalp it.
I mean, that's like some Last of the Mohicans business
Yeah.
right there.
He survived a long time with a scalped head, and it would still
Wait.
continuously bleed. Mhm.
So he survived, but not his wife? But
No,
how did she
She
get her
wasn't
head
there.
scalped?
No, she wasn't there.
She wasn't there whenever they were
She was
attacked.
minding her own business.
Yeah, she
Right.
was at home doing whatever. I guess making butter or something. I don't know. But,
Sure.
Making butter?
Turning.
she was turning butter, or
You know
I don't
how
know.
hard it is to make butter? Oh,
Well, I mean, they
it's
had
a
to.
pain.
But so there's a creek about 2 or 3 miles from my house named after him, and there's always weird stuff happening over there. But he didn't die there, but the 2 guys that were with him died in that area. So
In the Wahlberger Creek.
the
Wahlberger.
Wahlberger Creek. Yeah, we pass on it. To go to Walmart, we have to go over the Wahlberger Creek.
That's almost as hard as saying Worcestershire.
Yeah.
W
And
sauce.
every
So
time
we
I
have-
pass by that bridge and that creek, I'm just like,
You
oh,
hold your
man.
breath and touch the nail on the top of the car, right?
The
Right.
screw, do y'all remember that? That's funny.
This-
Okay, so we have some comments. One time I went to the bathroom at my house at night and I left the lights off as I was walking down the hall. It was dark and I saw a shadow that was darker than the dark. I thought it was my dad, so I punched him. Not really. I turned on the light and it wasn't my dad. I was scared and I slept with my TV on for years. Kind of still do. Huh.
Oh my gosh, I'm
Can
sorry.
we just
Priscilla.
say that was excellent punctuation there, Priscilla? I have to say excellent punctuation on that.
I
Thank you
applaud
so
her
much.
for putting that hyphen in one time.
Oh yeah, that's good.
And then, Joe, you don't know, so it is a fact. I can tell you that the weird things that have happened to me. Yeah, Joe.
Why are you attacking me, Joanne?
Because you're
You're
the
the
septic one
skeptic.
in here.
Right.
You're the one rolling your eyes every time we talk about this.
Andrew, you know I gotta be Pinch of Sandy.
Oh my goodness.
Well, all of you that had experiences, please, inbox me and let me know. And I guess after this, we'll link the new show coming up so you guys can send me messages. I would love to have you on and hear your experiences. And if you have pictures, even better. Even if it's a house you don't live in anymore, the picture of the house, so we can go, ugh.
Right. We can get the chills together.
So, do you have the details ironed out yet, or are you still kind of working on them?
I'm still kind of working on them because I am a mom of two very young girls. I don't know if I can do it as often as you guys do. And like
We're kind of the exception, so I get it.
Yeah.
That amazing exception.
Thank you. You're pretty amazing yourself.
Oh, thank you. And then of course, my location will change. I'll be still in the same area, but my location will change in the spring. So I'll have my own little office. So you won't have to hear my dog drinking water or my child yelling at her dad
Nova's
right
so
now.
precious.
Yeah, she's so thirsty right now. She's just dying of thirst.
Okay, so you have the Facebook page up there already. Is that correct?
Yes, the Facebook page, and I'm excited to hear y'all's stories. And yeah, you can load up my page with anything you want that's ghost related.
I don't have
I
any
am
stories.
looking for your page actually because you sent it to me, and I am trying to get it so I can share with everyone.
See, and that's why I'm the skeptic, Renee, because nothing has ever happened to me. Nothing spooky.
It has,
So-
but he usually just walks through it.
It's
Like,
gas.
oh, did you feel that chill? Oh well.
Yeah, nope, don't. So it's funny because I remember in Colorado, I was in what was that? I was in a spot that was considered very spiritual or whatever, and this lady walks up to me. Is the portal up there? And I go, yeah, according to the sign, it is. She goes, did you feel anything? And I was like,
Yep.
No.
I felt my wallet. lose all that.
Like I had a burrito before this. So.
right. It was windy. That's all I know. And then I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not very.
Yeah. You should talk to my wife. Really.
I'm not the sensitive type. I'm not very sensitive to that stuff.
Okay, I'm putting it in the messenger. I couldn't link it here.
Here, I sent it into the comments.
Okay.
Oh, whoa!
Is-
That's the ghosts all over the place.
It's my white dog ghost that.
Oh no.
Oh,
That's
okay.
funny.
That was
You don't want that
maddeningly
smoke, Joe.
convenient.
Good vibes
Good
only.
vibes only.
That's how I roll. Awesome. Well, Renee,
Wow.
do you have anything else that you want to add to your show?
Yeah. Can you put in a picture of a picture I showed you of Liberty because she wants me to talk about her.
Sure thing.
Yes.
All of our kids feel that way. So
Yeah,
it's
she's like, Mom, plug me.
make it about me.
So Joe, because you're a photographer, maybe you can debunk this picture. There's that white area near her
Long.
side.
Oh yeah. So you use flash, so
Mhm.
it's feedback from it's bouncing off of the iPad back into the lens.
Okay. Well, we won't tell her that. We're just gonna.
Thanks for that, Joel.
Say that, Renee.
We're just.
Do you
gonna
want
be,
the real reason what that is?
well, I mean, yeah. Is it a speck of dust or?
No, it's a spirit. It's just walking behind her. It looks like it's walking in front of her, but it's really walking behind her because it's got her back.
She's got her
Oh,
back.
it's got her back.
She's got her six. She's like, I got you. Don't worry.
So the funny thing about this whole picture is I posted this on another paranormal Facebook group. And I was like, here's my daughter. This is an orb. And this lady that I do not know said that's a female spirit. Well, this was done on Christmas Day. Look at her outfit. I don't know where she came up with that little get up, but and we have a piece of furniture that my mom is deceased. She is no longer with us. But that certain day, that piece of furniture, the wood was knocking all by itself. And
Knocking?
it was like somebody was knocking.
Like it was being
it was like a knock, and it would like the wood would pop or something, and it's never done that except for when my dad comes to visit, and it'll pop. And my dad was here that day because it was Christmas Day. I'm not saying it. I don't know. I would like to think that my mom was visiting and that was her. But Joe, as a photographer, I know you're going to be like, no, that's just
right.
like white dog hair floating down.
Right, exactly.
That's a bit of Nova.
Right.
But
Interesting.
Nova out that way, please. Thank you. No, out that way, all the way.
Right.
All the way.
Get behind me.
Get behind us, Nova.
I know. Go all the way out there.
He's like, but Mom, you're in here.
I know. I have my squeaky ball. I want to show the interwebs of my squeaky ball.
Yeah, he does. He's like, why does she get plugged and I don't?
Right, exactly. Well, I'm excited, Renee.
Thank you.
For you to
I am,
start.
Renee.
Listen, here we go. I'm excited for you to start your own show.
Okay.
That's what I'm excited about. Whether or not it's about the spirits and stuff like that, that's a total different road. But I can be excited about for someone that's going to go and do their thing that they've always wanted to do, and I'm very excited for you for that.
Well,
And-
thank you, Joe. And if something ever haunts you, you just call me.
Right, I will. Renee will be the first to know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
You'll be
Yeah.
the first to tell his story.
Yeah. And then everybody else. So it'll be like, Joe, no, you're lying because you don't ever do that. 'Cause no one will believe me whenever it actually
too good of a
happens.
story. Be like, you just no way.
Right, yeah. That's the problem.
But we'll know, dude. We'll know. Okay.
Yep.
Did you
yep.
take pictures?
Yeah, I could take pictures.
He's like, it wouldn't sit still long enough. The exposure wasn't coming through right.
Right.
And that day would be the day Joe would take pictures with a potato. That's really how it happens.
Awesome. Renee, I put the link in the comments. I'm not sure if it's going to translate right, but we'll find out. If not, you guys, we're going to make sure to post her on here on the site, on our site, so that way you guys can go find it when it's time, when it's ready to go. Okay.
I can do that
But
right now.
in the meantime, definitely hit her up with some messages. Go, if you can click on the site, go on there and be a part of it, and then start putting your stories up in there for her.
Right.
Okay.
Or you can always, if you're not sure, you can always share it to us, and we'll make sure that she gets it. So that way, there's a way for you to get in communications with her. Because she's lining up guests, so she's going to need guests with personal stories. Are you doing a 1 hour show? Have you already figured that out? Are you going to do a 1 hour show? Or are you going
It'll
to...
probably be an hour. And I also talked to Sandy briefly, just like in a quick sentence, saying, we could do one of a murder scene that she talks about, and Sandy talks she, and then we could see if that area.
Already working the crossover? What? Look at
Yes.
that.
Busy.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Remember, people, it's who you know, not what you know.
This is true. All right, Renee, why don't you hang out in the background? We will come back and hang out with you after the show's over. Thanks for coming on tonight, and thanks for helping, not helping us. Thanks for just telling your story, okay?
Enjoyed it,
All right.
Renee.
Thanks, Renee.
you.
Love you. We'll talk to you in a minute.
Okay.
Man, Mr. Pineapples, you are Mr. Producer. Look at you.
Busy over here.
I know, man.
It's easy when people have the passion to follow through with the dreams that they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
I
instead
think
of
Joe should
talking about it-
experience one of his episodes and scare the crap out of him.
Yeah, okay, sure. Whatever.
Oh, like an episode of a scare episode or something like that. Like
Yeah.
not an
Right,
actual
right.
show, like a real life thing. Ooh, Joanne, she's got some powers. Joanne's she's casting her spell on you already, dude.
She's trying to send that
In the name of
that
Jesus
bad
Christ.
juju my way.
Jeez.
I don't think she's trying.
You better watch with them ojos there, Joanne. I better not be getting any black eggs.
Eesh. Black eggs?
You ever seen that when they will like pretend like they remove the witchcraft from them and they open it's a black egg? That type of stuff.
I've seen fermented duck eggs that are black and green, but what you're talking about,
Of course he's seen duck eggs.
I've seen I thought it was all blood in the inside.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's
Johnny
the same.
Cash just came in here to say hello. and good night.
Oh,
He heard the other dog.
Yeah, he was like, wait, dogs are allowed on the show now? Well, now we got me.
He's like,
Shoot.
why is
What in
Nova
the
on the
world?
show and not
Yeah.
me?
Yeah,
So, Mr. Pineapples,
He
what do we
just-
get going tomorrow?
you will have to tune in to find out. Because everyone needs a little suspense in their life.
Yes, they do.
Yes. I do.
So,
I like it.
what is there that I did want to chat about? Nothing. Not yet. All right. Listen up. You guys have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with us. We really love you guys. And if you have any ideas for some guests to come onto the show with us, let us know. Okay?
Let
We're always
us
looking
know.
to shine the spotlight on someone and have them share a story. The only thing is they have to be, what's the adjectives you guys would use?
Interesting.
Talenter, prettier,
Lots of
So,
energy.
and
good
energetic.
adjectives, great verbs.
Yes.
Both of them should apply to the people that we're
Right.
we're asking for you for, though.
Exactly.
Okay,
Good
so
morning.
Yeah, don't send us boring.
what's boring? Give him an example of what boring is, Joe.
I don't want to
Bueller.
hear why an
Bueller.
accountant became an accountant. Okay, it's just not a thing.
What if they were a
Nah.
mob boss accountant?
Now, if they were a mob boss accountant,
Now we're
that's
not like-
something different. But just a normal, no offense to all the accountants out there, you are great people. What you do,
Don't listen, my accountant.
right? It's just boring, y'all.
I don't share that same opinion, but I get the spirit of what Joe is saying. Okay,
Yeah, we don't need any Excel specialists.
We need people
You
with
know,
enthusiasm.
Yeah.
What?
So if you know people who are enthusiastic and come
And
across well over
passionate.
this, the passion is the one thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
Maybe
have a
like
cool topic.
scorpion farmers.
You know what? Or even that's a good one, Sandy. I don't know if that
Scorpion
exists.
wrestlers.
That would be awesome.
right.
But yeah, even if you know someone who's just got like this really interesting story that's happened to them that's crazy, I'm willing. Let's bring them on, and if they're willing to talk about it, let's talk about it.
Like
Yeah.
there's a story of a lovely lady who was bringing up 3 very lovely girls of her own.
Right.
And then there was 4 men who lived all together.
That sounds a little sus.
How do you know? That's lips. That's,
Lols.
Let's Liddy. Where is Lols? Oh my
Man.
gosh.
Oh, I know.
I miss Lols.
Where's
Um,
Trey? Where's
We need
Trey?
Lols on this
that's
show.
what it was. That's what it was. Everyone, if you could do us a favor, hit the heart button and click share, and then put hashtag Where's Trey. We're gonna see how long it takes them to respond to us. Watching our show, because we give them heck on all the shows about not watching us, and so we want to create the hashtag Where's Trey to get his attention and see if he
And my
catches on.
question, this is my question. How busy is this dude really?
You know what's funny is I was talking, I was chatting with him earlier, and he was saying something. To sum it down, he was just like, "And with my schedule, it would just be very difficult right now." And I was thinking,
He ain't got no kids. He ain't married.
Wife is
And
single.
is this us being a little bit more critical? Because I admit to you guys, I hear a lot of single people who will tell me they're so busy that it just would be ridiculous for them to do anything. And I'd be like,
If we were not in a panoramic situation,
uh-huh.
I totally see the busy.
You know what grinds my gears?
What kinds of dudes?
When people say they're busy that are not really busy.
Sometimes if I say I'm busy, it's because I'm probably doing my nails or watching some
Right.
murder mystery.
Yeah, even us, we have full-on families. We are not that busy.
I am. Speak for yourself, people.
I was gonna say,
No. We're not that busy, y'all. We're not that busy. I'm telling you right now.
every time you call, it's because I always put the show ahead of what I'm going on. So I'll be on with the client. and I'll be like,
No, man. You ain't that busy. Don't lie. You ain't.
Don't listen to him, everyone. Okay, Joe's right about a few things in the world. This isn't one of them. Okay.
All right, let's clear off this thing.
All right, everyone. There's Joe.
That's what I'm saying.
See, that's why they're gonna think we have all the time in the world, Joe.
If Joe
Anyway.
has time for naps.
I never said it. I never said nothing. I
Mhm.
never say that I'm too busy.
All right, everyone. Now we'll do it for real. Now that I found the outro.
That's what I was waiting on.
Everyone, we love you. I hope you have a great night. Can't wait to see y'all tomorrow. And as usual,
Remember to wash your hands.
for at least 20 seconds.
You filthy animals.
Good night,
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Andrew, thanks for watching.
Oh, that was the wrong outro.
It's the social undistancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know? It's the social undistancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know? It's the social undistancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know? It's the social undistancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know?
What up, Jet?
Don't go anywhere. Oh, you hurt my arm. Get out
Why
of here.
is Jet still awake, first of all?
Yeah, Jet, it's time for you to go to bed. You got school in the morning.